You ever find yourself standing in front of the fridge at 9 p.m., staring into the void, hoping dinner will magically appear like it's Hogwarts? Spoiler, it won't. Instead, you grab a handful of shredded cheese, 2 baby carrots, and half a cookie and call it balanced. We've all been there. You said you'd meal prep. You bought quinoa. You Googled quinoa. You even bought those tiny glass containers influencers swear by. They are now full of nothing. Your Sunday meal prep dreams? Dead. Buried. Next to your New Year's goals and that gym membership you forgot to cancel. So why is meal planning so hard? Because you're busy. Your calendar looks like Tetris on hard mode. You're juggling work, school, kids, meetings, emails, side hustles, maybe even actual hustles. By the time you think about dinner, it's already too late. And Uber Eats is whispering your name, like it's a toxic ex who always shows up at the worst moment. The truth is, most of us don't fail at eating healthy because we're lazy. We fail because we're overwhelmed. But what if meal planning didn't have to be a full-time job? What if it could be fast, flexible, and actually fun? Stick around, because in this video, we're breaking down 5 quick and realistic meal planning tips designed specifically for busy people who don't have time to roast chickpeas for 8 hours. Let's be real. Meal planning isn't about being a Pinterest mom with color-coded grocery lists and mason jars full of kale chips. It's about survival. In the jungle of meetings, commutes, kids, deadlines, and trying to remember your passwords, food is fuel, and planning it ahead of time? That's your power move. Here's why it actually matters. 1. It saves you money. You know those $12 sandwiches you keep buying at lunch? Multiply that by 5. Then by 4 weeks. Congratulations, you just spent a round-trip ticket to Italy on chicken and avocado paninis. 2. It saves you time. When you know what's for dinner, you don't stand in the kitchen like a confused Sims character spinning in circles. You cook. Eat. Done. No mental gymnastics required. 3. It reduces stress. Decision fatigue is real. By 7 p.m., your brain is fried. The last thing it wants is to solve the eternal riddle of what's for dinner. 4. It helps you eat better. When you're starving, your nutritional standards go from balanced protein to, do I have ice cream and can I microwave it? Meal planning helps future you avoid making decisions in hanger mode. 5. It builds momentum. When you plan one thing, even just one meal, you're telling your brain, hey, I've got this. It builds trust with yourself. And guess what? That little win makes it easier to stick to your habits in other areas of your life too. So yeah, meal planning matters. Not because it's trendy, but because it makes life a lot less chaotic. And now that you know why it works, let's jump into tip 1 and start turning this chaos into calm. Tip 1. The Lazy Genius List Method. All right, so here's where it gets real. You don't need a 20-step Excel sheet with macros and color coding and a degree in nutrition to plan meals. You just need a pen, a paper, and this one mindset shift. Stop trying to plan the perfect week of meals. You're not opening a Michelin star restaurant. You're just trying to eat food that didn't come from a crumpled bag at the bottom of your car. So instead of building a day-by-day meal map, we're using what I call the Lazy Genius List. Here's how it works. You make one master list of about 10 to 15 meals that are easy to cook, you actually enjoy, use stuff you usually have at home. Now, each week, just pick 5 of them. Boom! Meal plan equals done. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're just rotating your favorites. Stick them on your fridge, scribble them on a whiteboard, tattoo them on your arm, whatever works. This is about reducing friction. The less you think, the more you do. Because most people fail at meal planning, not from laziness, but from decision fatigue. So if all you do this week is make that master list, you're already ahead of 90% of the internet. Tip 2. The 10-minute prep ritual. Let me guess. When you hear meal prep, You picture 5,000 identical containers of sad chicken and brown rice stacked like Tupperware Jenga in your fridge. Yeah, no thanks. Here's the deal. You don't need a full Sunday kitchen marathon to feel organized. You just need 10 minutes. That's it. So here's your ritual. Step 1. Chop 2 to 3 veggies you use the most. Carrots, onions, peppers, your holy trinity. Step 2. Cook one base, rice, pasta, or quinoa. Something boring but useful. Step 3. Make one sauce or dressing you love. And that's it. You've just unlocked 5 different meal options without ever needing to meal prep again. Example? Stir fry with pre-cut veggies. Wraps with leftover grains. Salads you'll actually eat because you made a good dressing. Breakfast bowl that didn't come from a drive-thru. Here's the science. When healthy options are visible, prepped, and accessible, you eat them more often. It's not willpower, it's environment. So instead of beating yourself up for not meal prepping, give yourself 10 minutes to just set the stage. You'll thank yourself all week. Tip 3. Plan backward, not forward. Most people start meal planning like this. Okay, what should I eat this week? Wrong question. That's how you end up overwhelmed and Googling easy lasagna with 2 ingredients. Here's the smarter move. Plan backward from your real life. Start by asking, what's actually happening this week? Do I have late meetings? Social events? Zero energy Thursdays? Once you know your week, you can reverse engineer your meals. Got a long day? That's a slow cooker or leftovers night. Busy morning? Prep a smoothie bag or overnight oats. Friday night in? That's your experimental recipe day. Hello, weirdly satisfying lentil nachos. This isn't meal planning for Pinterest. It's meal planning for real humans, with Netflix fatigue and a half-eaten protein bar in their purse. The key is matching the meal to the moment, not some imaginary perfect schedule. So stop planning meals like a robot. Plan them like a person who knows they'll be tired, distracted, and probably watching cat videos instead of cooking. Let me give you a rule that will save your sanity and your grocery bill. It's called the Rule of 3. And no, it's not a medieval law or a gym workout. Here's how it works. Each week, you pick just 3 proteins, 3 veggies, and 3 carbs to focus on. Example: chicken, lentils, eggs, broccoli, spinach, carrots, rice, tortillas, sweet potatoes. Mix and match them throughout the week like culinary Legos. It keeps shopping simple. It keeps cooking mindless in a good way. And guess what? You'll still have variety without drowning in leftover zucchini you swore you'd use. This method also reduces decision fatigue, the real villain behind most takeout orders. You're not standing in the kitchen asking, what should I make? You already know your 9 main players. You're just assembling the team. This tiny system gives you flexibility, consistency, and no more sad fridge graveyards. So remember, 3 proteins, 3 veggies, 3 carbs. Boom, that's your edible cheat code. Let me introduce you to your new best friend, the sheet pan, or the skillet, or the slow cooker. Whatever makes food with the least amount of cleanup wins. This is the one-pan power move. And it's the reason some people actually enjoy weeknights. You throw everything in one place. Protein? Check. Veggies? Toss them in. Olive oil, spices, a little shake. Boom. Into the oven it goes. No pile of dishes, no juggling 5 burners like you're on a cooking show. This trick isn't just about convenience. It's about removing resistance. The less effort it takes to cook, the more likely you are to actually do it. And let's be real, no one has time to become a gourmet chef on a Tuesday night after work, a commute, and a mild existential crisis. So simplify, streamline, and let one pan do the heavy lifting. Your future self and your sink will thank you. Let's be honest, Meal planning sounds like something only superhumans with color-coded calendars do. But in reality, it's just a system, a way to give your future self a break instead of another meltdown. Because when you plan your meals, you're not just choosing food, you're choosing energy, time, peace, control in a world where everything else is on fire. Is it always perfect? Nope. Will you still order takeout sometimes? Absolutely. But that's not failure. That's life. The win is having a plan to come back to. Remember, you don't need a 7-day Pinterest board with quinoa stuffed peppers and mason jar oats. You just need a few go-to meals, a plan that fits your chaos, and the courage to prep your Wednesday dinner on a Sunday. Because building small systems is how busy people build big lives. Meal planning isn't about perfection. It's about reclaiming your time, one meal, one choice, one bite at a time. You already do hard things every day, answering emails while microwaving leftovers, Olympic level. Juggling Zoom calls and feeding kids cereal for dinner, medal-worthy. So trust this, you've got what it takes. Not to become some kitchen superhero, but to make food one less thing to stress about. When you start feeding your body with intention, you start feeding your life with momentum. And that, my friend, is where real change begins. If this video gave your brain a snack and your fridge some hope, smash that like button like it's your Sunday prep playlist. Tap subscribe for more life-saving, time-saving animations, stick figure style. And hey, share this with the busiest person you know.